So I am being given the opportunity to stay open to doing this video because it's about the third time I done try to do this video, and for one reason or another, the video keeps messing up or stopping or whatever. But so be it. Today's lesson is about being open. So I'm going to press through and I'm going to finish this and I'm going to stay open to this process. My name is Iyana Ma'at, and I am one half of that dynamic duo that is Ayize and Iyana Ma'at. And we answer questions. We come and, share with you guys. And so today I just want to share with you about what being open. You've heard that term, right? What does it mean to be open? Haven't you had somebody say to you back in the day, or maybe you said it to somebody last week, Dang, she got you open. Oh man, he got you kind of open, right? What does that mean to be open? To be open minded, to be open hearted. What does it mean to be open? What it really means to be open is that you are in a place where you release control, where you're not holding on tightly to what your thoughts tell you. You're not holding on tightly to what your emotions reflect to you, that you are open to things being maybe not as you think they should be. You are open to a process. You are open to letting something unfold, that whatever the situation is that you're dealing with, you are open to perhaps having an aha moment. You are open to the fact that you're not completely in control of everything all the time. And that's a huge acknowledgement, particularly for women. And I'm a black woman, so I can speak particularly about black women. Sometimes we are really, really, really really, 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 I cannot emphasize this enough. We are really control freaks. We just want things to be just like we need them to be. And so oftentimes being open is the medicine that we need to get well from trying to have everything just as we want it, from, allowing ourselves to languish in places of pain and hurt because we don't know what's going to happen. We have great fear about what's going on in our life. How is our career going to be? How are our children going to turn out? What's happening in our relationship? What's going on with our finances? And so we walk around perplexed and tense because we are trying to maintain control over something that we do not have complete control over. Let me just provide a qualifier here. Yes, you need to have a plan for your life. You need to have a sense of direction. You need to have some clear vision, and some objectives and goals going on. I'm not saying that you just kind of prance around in your life and you don't have any sense of where you're going or what you need to get there. But what I am saying is that, there has to be balance in life. Everything includes yin and yang. And so you can't have everything scripted or attempt to have everything or every person in your life scripted to the degree that you know exactly what happens next. And it's got to line up just like this, because you don't let spirit come in. You don't let miracles happen. You don't allow for anything powerful and really surprising to come into the equation. And a lot of us don't like surprises. But what I'm telling you today is that in order for there to be movement like you've never experienced before, in order for there to be an aha moment like you've never ever conceived of, in order for there to be the kind of results that you want in your life, and I'm talking about your relationships. I'm talking about your money. I'm talking about your discipline. I'm talking about your outcomes. I'm talking about all of the things that are important to you in order for there to be success in the way that you define success, in the way that you really want it to be. You have to be open. And so I'll just, give you this quick little example. For those of you who follow my husband and I, you certainly have probably heard this story, but I was reminded of it again today. And I just want to share it because I was open, y'all. I was open and a miracle happened. And so again, what are we talking about? Being open. In 2001, October to be exact, I gave birth to a little boy who is now 15 years old. And that little boy came into me and my husband's life and taught us what it meant to be a parent, what it meant to be a mother, a father. He was our introduction into parenthood. But not only was he our introduction into parenthood, he was our introduction to what it meant to really be pained about something, what it meant to have such great fear in your heart when you didn't have control over something and you just knew you didn't have control. You couldn't even psych yourself out and think you did, because he was born with sickle cell disease. We were scared. We were new to this world of having a child with a chronic illness. And as he grew up and as he got older, we became more familiar with what that looked like. But the journey was a new journey. And that thing was scary. That thing, I mean, as I was just talking to you about it, I was feeling it in the pit of my stomach. And so I knew very early on that my son would be cured. And I didn't know how he was going to be cured, y'all. I just knew, look, I know that there's some people out here getting cured of sickle cell disease. And I didn't even know how that was happening. But what I learned as he continued to get older and we continued to master this path of, dealing with a child with sickle cell, I learned that people were getting bone marrow transplants. And you had to have a sibling who was a match. And so to not get into all the details of that story, because that's a whole nother video times 20, I got all my children tested, no match. I was like, what? I got all these kids, because I got 5 kids, y'all. I had all these kids at the time. I have 4, and there's no match. Oh wow! I was pretty disappointed with that. We did in vitro fertilization, trying to have a child who would be a match and who would heal our son, because you need a 100% sibling match. A child who's a sibling to be a match for your child. Didn't work. I mean, we had to come up with thousands of dollars. I had to write insurance companies and write long, intense letters so they could understand, so I could demonstrate to them what the need was. We did bone marrow drives. So we had to coordinate and call, companies and so forth to try to get this stuff going. And so we did a lot. And I consider myself to be an educated woman. I consider myself to be a sister about her business. Oh, if it's an opportunity somewhere for my son to be cured, oh, he's going to be. There is no other way for there to be. And so I tried everything in my power to make that thing happen. And what I want to leave you with is this. I got a little bit tired and I knew it was going to happen, but I just had to take a minute and I had to sit my ass down. I sat down and I said, God, I don't know. I acknowledge that I'm trying to be in control and I'm trying to orchestrate this healing and I'm trying to do it on my timeline and I'm trying to figure it out without you. And I'm just going to back it up and I'm going to step aside for a second. And the moment I did that, I opened my mind. I opened my heart and I surrendered. And guess what? 1 year ago, 14 months to be exact, a little boy came into the world. And several months before that, my husband said, you ain't got your period. And when we found out that we were pregnant, and he wasn't surprised, and we got tested, we found out he was a match. And there was nothing that I needed to do. Oh my goodness. There was nothing I had to go out and orchestrate. There was nothing I had to do. I just had to have the mind to conceive that his healing would happen. And I had to be open to the process. And it wasn't until I opened my mind, I opened my heart, I opened my hands, and I surrendered to the process, the miracle burst forth. And so my son's cure is here. He hasn't fully gone through that process, but it's already done. And so my point to you today is, again, be open, be open, be open. You are not always in control. You can try to believe that, but it is not the truth. You have to relax. You have to relate. You have to release and be open, because that's when miracles happen. Stop playing, y'all, and start pushing.